right, hi, welcome to All Things Lymph, and I'm here with my mother, Robin, and she is a long hauler as well as I am, and I wanted to get this video out to everybody and just to share her story of how she's dealt with the long haul COVID, and let's go ahead and get started with some questions. Okay, so the first...
Thanks for asking me.
Okay. That's good. Okay, first question is, when did you get COVID?
I came down with COVID in February of 2020.
Okay. Was that the end and going into March, or?
It was about mid-February.
Mid-February. And were you tested for COVID at that time?
No, because I didn't know anything about COVID, and it wasn't necessarily a thing that we all knew about. So, right. And there wasn't testing.
Right. Yeah, no testing
nobody
for
really
many
knew,
months.
And I just assumed I probably had gotten a flu bug.
Okay.
Because I had fever.
Right.
I was really sick for about a week.
Okay. And then after you were sick for a week, what did you experience after that week was over?
Well, after the week was over, I just assumed that I would go back to normal, and I didn't. I ended up having all of these other symptoms. I had really kind of started out with severe neck pain, and I couldn't turn my head to the right or the left, which now I can, by the way. I couldn't, I had, all of my joints were extremely painful. In my shoulders, my upper arms, throughout my body, I had terrible muscle weakness, which was also very painful. I couldn't lift up just the simplest thing, like a pitcher of water or something. I had to use both hands, and even then I was shaky. I had extreme fatigue. Extreme. I had brain fog to the place where I thought maybe I'm getting dementia, because at 69, and that was in 2020, and I was turning 70 in 2020, and I thought I couldn't remember some of the simplest stuff. I was limiting my driving because I felt my mobility was hindered, so I only drove when I had to.
So you mentioned your arms and everything being like that, so it was very hard to turn the steering wheel.
Yes, very.
Very painful. Everything was painful.
Getting in and out of the car was very bad.
How about sleeping?
Sleeping was non-existent because I was in such pain all the time. And then it's like nighttime, as bad as the daytime was, nighttime was far worse. Every single thing hurt. And I broke out in a rash on my upper thighs, and it was extremely itchy. I felt itching on other parts of my body, but there I actually broke out. I had no strength, so I couldn't just do a simple thing like turn over. I couldn't put a shirt over my head because I couldn't lift my arms up, even to wash my hair. I had to make try to figure out ways to dress myself, bathe myself, and everything. And it would take forever because I just couldn't do it. I had no strength, and I was in pain all the time. I tried moist heat packs and things like that. I was so desperate, and then I would get really, really cold. My arms,
numbness in your hands,
very
and your feet,
much numbness in my hands, my feet. They would hurt so bad. It was like from here down. Oh my gosh, it would hurt so much. And I would try to rub it and put heat on it and cover up. And I had to recline in the recliner frequently, and it was just bad. It was just every single thing hurt. Everything hurt. And the muscle weakness and the brain fog was terrifying. I thought I was nursing home fodder. That's actually what I thought.
Yeah, and we actually saw, my mom, my husband, and I were back and forth at her house because we were moving my husband's mom from her home, and at that time I just remember you being very almost tearful because the pain was so bad, and just desperate, didn't know what to do really about it, and didn't know what it was. We didn't know long haulers at that point in time. There was no word for that, and but knew that there was something definitely wrong, and that you were left with this problem after having COVID. And that's when we really figured out that you probably had COVID and you didn't have the flu.
Well, and initially I really didn't talk about it to anybody because I thought it would pass, number one, and then number two, I thought I don't want my family to think I'm
getting dementia
and that I can't care for myself because I live alone. And I thought I don't want that. And then honestly, I didn't go to the doctor because I thought I know how that goes. And
they're going to put you on all kinds of medicines or do something.
And look at my age.
Yeah. And the doctors at that time would not have
there
was no word for long haulers at that point, so they would not know anything. And even today, they're still most of the doctors they don't know anything about it either today.
Yes.
So and so anyway, my husband and I, we did look up information because we wanted to make sure that we were protected from COVID, because I work in the healthcare field and I'm around people that are sick all the time. And then my husband's a professor, so he's around students and working in the university system. So we looked up what would be the vitamins that we could take to boost our immune system for COVID. And when we did that, we found that the Virginia Medical Center had put out their protocol to help with anyone who wanted to take this medicine, which was just basically vitamins and quercetin, which is all over the counter. And so we started on that, and then we had my mom start on that. And then and
I didn't take vitamins at the time except for vitamin D3 and vitamin C, which you had recommended to me prior. That was all I took.
So that was all that she was on, and then we started the quercetin, and which helps you, and the zinc, which helps to absorb the zinc and everything into your body.
Gradually I added others.
And so once we did that, that helped a little bit. Well, then I suggested going to the chiropractor, because we still, at that point didn't know that this is long haulers, but we knew definitely possibly she had nerve damage or something from from COVID, and went to the chiropractor, and that started to help a little bit to get things moving and get your arms moving and get them somewhat back to where you could at least be mobile a little bit.
It gave me some mobility back. However, I was still taking aspirin like crazy. I'm not really much for painkillers, and my pain medication of choice is always aspirin for my whole life, I guess.
And you're not on any other medication. She doesn't have prior medical diagnosis.
I don't have any chronic illnesses, and I don't have any medication of any kind. So I was pumping aspirin like crazy because I thought.
But did you find that the aspirin even helped?
All it did was take the edge off just a little bit so that I could do just daily functions, but it did not.
You're still having pain with the daily functions though, and it just takes it off enough so you can move somewhat.
And I actually got concerned that I was taking too much aspirin, and that I was going to have stomach bleed or something. I thought, oh my gosh, I'm really going to hurt myself.
Because that's what I found too with mine. The same thing, that the aspirin didn't really. It took maybe a little bit of the edge off, but it didn't. No. It did not cure it. It didn't take it away. It didn't stop anything. So
the chiropractic treatment helped bring that up a level where I could feel better
for a few days, or however many days.
For about 3 to 4 days, and then not perfect because I was still in pain, and I had to go every week. But then what would happen was, for that next appointment, I couldn't wait for it because it was like, oh my gosh, I just felt like it was coming back again. Yeah. And the way it was.
So
before.
Basically, the chiropractic care was just maintenance to get you through the week.
Yeah.
And the vitamins were helping somewhat with everything too, and making you feel a little bit better. But it wasn't really a whole package type of thing at that point. And then, so we progressed forward in time all the way to April of 2021.
Yes.
So we're talking over a year. She had been with long haulers, and then that's when you and I figured out a treatment plan that would work.
Because you had long haulers too.
Yeah, because I ended up getting long haulers in November, and November of 2020, and then both myself and my husband. So once we were trying to deal with our own at that point, and then I was getting so desperate. I had the same symptoms as my mother as far as the neck and shoulder and arm and everything, except mine was just relegated to the left side of my body. So with that, I was so desperate, I needed to figure out something. And anyway, we ended up coming up with a treatment protocol that is in the videos, all the for all things lymph. It's in the description box of all the videos. And that treatment protocol is actually what's brought us to this point to where we can actually function and move our arms. We have full function of all of that back.
And persistent use of the protocol.
Yeah.
We've tweaked it a little bit, like individually, but
Right.
we have to do it consistently every single day. We have never stopped doing it.
So now that you're on this, so tell me exactly what you're doing for your treatment. What do you take supplement wise on a daily basis? What do you take every day?
Okay. I did actually write it down because that does help me.
Yeah.
So these are the supplements. These are the supplements I'm taking. I take 50 milligrams of zinc. I take vitamin C with rose hips, and that's 500 milligrams. These things you can buy them anywhere.
Right.
Just get them
You
anywhere.
don't have to get a prescription.
No. Potassium, 99 milligrams. Quercetin, 500 milligrams. Vitamin D3, which is 25 mc or 1,000 IU. I just recently started, just this month, which is June, I just recently added turmeric curcumin, which is 500 milligrams, which, by the way, if you don't know, because I wrote this down, it's a natural anti-inflammatory, which inflammation is what's happening to us. Improved brain function, natural pain blocker, as well as many other benefits. And then I also added, at the same time, I added milk thistle for a liver cleanse and detox. And this particular one I bought has 22 active ingredients.
I think
which
this
include
vitamin I think this milk thistle that my mom is using, it's really a powerful one. This may be, once I'm done with, I just have a regular milk thistle. It doesn't have extra things in there. My mom's, the one she found, actually has 22 active vitamins and herbs and B vitamins within that milk thistle vitamin. So she's getting a lot of good things in that.
Good things. And then...
and it's specifically to detox your liver.
Right. And then I went, as to your recommendation, I purchased the liposomal glutathione. And she can explain more about that to you really than I can. But I started that at the end of
end of
the
May.
15th of June.
15th
So it's
of
just
June.
a recent thing, but the effects are exponential. So I think it's worth going.
Yeah, the glutathione. And Mom was actually a little hesitant to try the glutathione at first because you thought maybe it would be like too maybe detox her too quickly or detox the liver too quickly, where maybe she would have some toxins coming out of that liver because she is 70, just turned 71 now in June. So she thought maybe it would be so quick that with, especially along with the milk thistle, that she might have like some flare-ups or something, from the COVID. But
well, and I know my body well enough to know that anything that I add, any addition, I'm going to react to it very quickly, whether it's medication or what, and sometimes my body overreacts.
Yeah.
So I'm cautious.
Right. So finally, you did end up taking the glutathione, but and mostly the one thing that I explained to my mom about the glutathione was that when I had started taking it back in, I believe I started taking it the first part of May or so.
Yeah, way long before I did.
Way before her, but what I found is that it seemed to be like a salve inside my body that would go around and scrub out the COVID-19 proteins that are stuck in our body, which they are stuck. If you watch the last video I did, they're stuck in your blood vessels in your cardiovascular system. They haven't proven yet that they're stuck in the lymph system, but I'm sorry, the way my body feels, the way my mom's, we can definitely tell it is in the lymph system as well, so into that network. So you have to get that out of there. And what I found is that the glutathione actually goes in, and any of that soreness that you have left, it starts to dissipate that, almost like an antibiotic would to a sore throat, where you could feel that antibiotic working in your throat and getting out the junk and the infection out of your throat. That's why I feel that the glutathione is done for me. So, and my mom, so far, what do you think of it since you've been taking it just for a couple of weeks?
Well, I think that my head is more clear, and by that I mean my thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I think my mind has cleared even more. And I didn't have any adverse reactions to it.
No. Mm.
And the liposomal glutathione is actually, the liposomal is just the delivery system.
Right.
So that your digestive is fat, like a little fat, so your digestive system doesn't destroy the good that it's going to do you, okay?
Because my mom's is a drop where you put a couple dropperfuls in water and you drink that. Mine is an oral spray that I spray 6 sprays in the morning, 6 sprays at night, and then it absorbs in your oral mucosa and the tissues in your mouth. So all of that.
They do put like a little natural flavoring in there.
Yeah, a little peppermint in mine.
Mine is, it kind of reminds me of like orange, like the old baby aspirin.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just natural flavorings. But you still, does have a sulfur smell. So
mine doesn't with the oral spray, but
mine does because it's a different delivery system than hers is. But honestly, I am glad that I started it because I can feel the effects of it. I didn't have any side effects from it, and that may be because I was doing the milk thistle. I don't know, because I've been doing that ahead. But
and I had done the milk thistle for a little while, just kind of off and on. I really wasn't doing it consistently. I was taking it maybe a couple times a week just to try it out and see how it would, or see how my system would react to it. But and I did fine. I didn't have any problems with that. So then once I started the glutathione, then maybe after a week or two of the glutathione, I started the milk thistle. But honestly, you can probably start them together and it's probably not going to hurt anything. But you may want to do them separately just to see how you react with it.
Yeah.
I think anything you take, you want to just take it and see how it goes first.
Ease into it.
But
you don't have to go full bore. Just ease into it, and also know your own body. The one thing about this protocol and the treatment and everything that we're doing, it's a gradual thing that you notice day by day. You notice improvement and changes.
Yeah.
It's not, and honestly, it's really pretty amazing to think that I'm here at this place physically now than I was this time last year.
Yeah. Because I mean, honestly, we were both, and like my mom said, she was at the point of desperation. I was at the point of desperation. My mom felt like, she might have to have some help and care for herself because it was just getting worse and worse. And she was just barely maintaining with the few things that we were doing, or that she was doing. And then once I got it, mine just kept getting worse and worse until I just really thought I was probably not going to make it past maybe another 4 or 5 years, honestly. And I'm turning 50 next month. So I was so sick, and it was getting just horrible, more unbearable, and as the days went on. But
well, and that's where fear comes in.
Yeah.
Because the long haulers, the COVID long haul, puts so much fear into people because they begin to lose hope. And if they feel like that their only hope, which I'm not judging one way or the other, but they feel like their only hope is to get a shot or steroids or get some prescription or medication or whatever, and they think, oh my gosh, I don't want to be on that for the rest of my life. But I honestly, that doesn't necessarily have to be the case. And I'm no medical personnel or doctor, but honestly,
this is all natural. Everything we're doing is completely natural. Vitamins and supplements, and it boosts the immune system. It helps to clean out the immune system, and it also helps to detox your organs of the lymph system, like your spleen and your liver and all that, because do not doubt that this protein is in your lymph system and in the lymph organs, because that system cleans the protein out. If the protein can stick into your blood vessels in your cardiovascular system, it is stuck in the lymph system as well. And that's why we have so many horrible symptoms that match up with lymph system congestion and lymph system blockage or partial blockage. It actually makes our body more of a septic. We basically, have all these poisons in there from the proteins being in there, because it's trying to get the proteins out that are stuck in there. And as it's doing that, it's not doing as good of a job to eliminate all of the other debris that it has to eliminate out of our blood from our foods that we eat, from the environment that we live in, what have you. But guaranteed, these proteins are stuck in our liver and spleen and our thymus and appendix and all the organs that go along with the lymph system. So
let me ask you,
this protocol will definitely detox that entire system, so that we can rid our bodies of it completely. It's one thing to rid it out of your blood vessels, but you also have to target the lymph system as well.
So you feel like that's absolute key.
It's
the lymph,
very key.
The lymphatic system, the liver cleanse, all of your the systems, organs in your body that are naturally supposed to detox the body. They're just not able to do it.
Right. It's clogged up. It's not functioning at optimum. Its optimum potential. So you have to help it out. We have to get that out of there. And that doesn't mean that you're not going to target your cardiovascular system. By even cleaning up your lymph system is then better at getting rid of the stuff out of the cardiovascular system. But also, on the last video where I showed the medical community on the FLCCC, they have that protocol, the iRecover protocol, which I can put in the description box again of this video too. But that really, their protocol also targets the cardiovascular system to get it out and break the bonds of the protein on there. So you definitely want to combine both of my treatment protocol and that one, or whatever you have to do. Maybe you do that one for a while, see how it goes, and then if you're seeing some of those symptoms return when you're not on those medications anymore, you need to clean the lymph system out as well. So definitely check out this treatment protocol. This is our personal treatment protocol, but you're certainly welcome and free to use it, because it's all free. I just posted in the description box of every video for everyone to use. Now, the other questions I was going to ask my mom for her to let everybody know is, I want you to talk a little bit about your diet that you're doing now too. My mom's really kind of actually gotten really hardcore with this treatment protocol. She's a little more hardcore than I am, actually.
Because I'm old. How much time do I have?
Right. She wants all of her years to be wonderful, and you should too. Everyone should, and have the best quality life. And that's all we're trying to do, is make sure our life is
time
good
is of
quality.
the essence when you're 71.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so one of the things my mom is doing that she's kind of added, that I have the foods on the protocol and the treatment protocol, foods that people should pay attention to that decreases inflammation. We should be looking at foods that are you don't want to eat any of the foods that are common allergen foods, or any foods that you're allergic to. Don't eat those. If you're not allergic to them, fine, eat them. But
because we're not dietitians we're not nutritionists.
Exactly. But these are just the foods that are recommended online that I've found. Yeah. But anyway, my mom has found that a lot of some of the foods that she might inflame her immune system a little bit more than say myself. I might eat the same foods and it doesn't bother me. Some bother her more than others, or more than myself. But really, just say a little bit about what your foods are that you're eating.
Well, first of all, I've always been a person who can eat really just about anything. Actually, I've kind of prided myself in the fact that I don't have digestive issues, or or that I think I don't. I can eat anything, but I have in educating myself about through
The lymph system.
through your influence, I have really educated myself more about what I'm eating, food that I'm eating. So what I did was I thought, maybe I need to make some changes. So I actually began a 16-hour fast now daily. Now at least 16 hours. And I've fasted before in the past, but not on a daily basis. So I have done that, and I've done it throughout the month of June. I had set myself a goal of 30 days of that because I wanted to see if that would help me feel better, because I feel exponentially better than I did this time last year. But I feel like I could get
Even go a little more.
even better.
Yeah.
So I started the fasting, which is going great for me. So basically I'm eating a couple of meals a day. And then as the month has gone on, I've tweaked my diet in that, I don't like the word diet, but anyway, I've tweaked my diet.
Nutritional intake.
Yes. That sounds Star Trekian.
That's right.
But to I've eliminated sugar. And I always had something sweet after supper with my coffee. I always did. That was my big treat. So I've eliminated sugar. So that means I'm eating no processed foods, because processed foods contain a lot of sugar. I've eliminated grains, and which includes bread and pasta and rice.
Which is tough.
It's tough
She loves her
because
bread.
I'm a
My
starchy.
mom loves her
I'm a
bread.
starchy girl. I love starch. I love potatoes. Oh my gosh, I love starches. I always said I'm a starchy girl. So also, I didn't think about this till just now. I'm not eating beans right now either, and I really like beans. I like all kinds of beans. I think they're terrific. But I put those aside. Recently, I've eliminated dairy because I have skin issues, and I'm thinking maybe the dairy is creating problems for me. So,
Which I think it really has cleaned up any flare-ups you might
I'm
have
not
in her
there
skin.
yet, but
Yeah.
I'm working on it. So no cheese, nothing dairy, and nothing with dairy additives in it, because if you look at labels, they have dairy. A lot of things have dairy additives. And I drink, which I've done since January, I drink a mug of hot water every morning when I get up, before I ever have coffee or anything. I have that with just hot water, lemon juice. That, I know it sounds simple, but it does so much for
Are
the body.
you doing the hot lemon water and the ginger?
I'm just right now.
Just
I'm
the
just doing my hot water like I always do, and the lemon water.
Yeah.
I
And you
wasn't-
drink a lot of water.
I drink a
of
lot.
water during the day. And
I
that's
drink-
one of the things in the treatment protocol. You want to drink a lot of water.
After my hot water, which is like a shower for the inside, I do. I have at least 2 cups of coffee, and I'm a big coffee lover.
She used to drink 3 pots a day.
But I tamped it down.
Yeah.
And I've got, I drink a couple of cups of coffee. I even just make a little pot so that I don't drink too much. And then I go on about my day. And I also do my dry brushing every single day.
Yeah.
But my diet consists of, actually, because have eliminated so much, maybe not forever, but for now, because I have to know.
Especially during the liver detox.
Especially
is
sugar.
What we're finding is really just sticking with the immune supportive foods that we've talked about on the other videos.
Yeah.
Really help to keep that immune system from being inflamed or from, having extra inflammation from foods as opposed to from COVID.
I want to eat in a way
Yep.
that supports the liver, supports my liver, and supports my immune system to give it the best chance that it possibly can to heal my body.
And to eliminate those proteins out of there.
And I want to get rid of those because honestly, I've been through hell. And I don't want to go there again. And I'm fighting for my life. And if I don't do this, will it kill me? Well, probably not. But you know what? It's the quality of my life. I want a life that is energetic and feels good. I want to go towards the end of my life feeling fabulous.
Well, and we're not going to let COVID beat us.
No,
We're not
no.
going to let long hauler
Yeah.
syndrome take us down. So
basically,
we're definitely winning with this
Right.
treatment, and it works. It
so
very
basically,
much
my
works.
diet consists of protein, serving twice a day, serving of protein.
Lots of
Cruciferous
vegetables, lots
vegetables.
of the cruciferous vegetables or the sulfur vegetables.
And the sulfur vegetables like radishes.
You use the homemade dressing with the either olive
I know.
oil and lemon, or it's not store bought.
I don't-
because the
I'm
store bought has sugars in it.
Completely given up all that
Yeah.
right now.
So it's
Um,
lemons and oranges.
I
and,
use a lot of just lemon and I use
a little bit of olive oil on some.
yeah, and so I have my nice vegetables, maybe steamed broccoli or something like that. I'm pretty liberal with the fat if I want it, which is butter and olive oil, and sometimes.
And you're doing the 16-hour fasting
Yes.
at a time, and so I mean that's
Sometimes-
that's where the hardcore is that
Yeah.
I'm talking about. Is she'll do the
Sometimes
16-hour, and
18.
sometimes 18. She's sticks with it. She's very diligent about it.
Yes.
I do the intermittent fasting and have been doing it actually even before I started this treatment plan, just because I found that it really seemed to help me a little bit before I started all the other treatment part in April. But the intermittent fasting for me is usually once in a while I'll go to 16, but it's usually 12 to 14 for myself. But my mom is actually very diligent about it and has lost, in consequence of that, just as a result of that, has lost 14 pounds.
Well, since
Maybe.
April,
Yeah, since April.
I've lost 16 and a half.
Okay, so 16
But
and a half pounds.
Not intentionally, because
Right.
my objective was not to lose weight.
Right.
Although that's good.
It's all getting our health back. The
Yeah.
weight just seems to be a consequence, and some of that is water because
inflammation.
when
too,
you have
yeah.
inflammation from your lymph system from COVID, and you have those proteins stuck in there, you have stagnant lymph water
Yeah.
stuck in your body.
Yeah.
That when you start doing this treatment protocol, you will find that any kind of swelling, it's like a mild swelling all over your body, and you'll have it around your organs and everything.
Yeah.
My abdomen went down significantly. Just every place on my body
Your legs.
from the swelling and having on the arm here.
Even your face.
Pockets
is what I
of
noticed,
the face, everything, pockets of fluid from the proteins being stuck in there. So but my mom is also doing the shower for 2 minutes
I do that.
with the cold water. That's supposed to stimulate your lymph system, is the cold and hot water. So you're up to how many minutes?
I'm up to 2 minutes at the end of my shower. I take a hot shower, and then at the end I do 2 minutes standing under the cold. So I'm kind of a wimp like that, because I would started just decreasing it and stay as long as I could. Now, like this morning, I'm like this far on my dial from doing
All
absolute cold for 2 minutes, and oh my gosh, it is awesome. You
And I
feel
did
great.
that in the beginning. I did a cold and hot, but I actually have gotten away from that now. But